Hey guys, for today's video, I have my part 2 of, hold on, let me figure this out because I always say it wrong the first time I say it. Part 2 of affordable dupes for high-end makeup. I always get it confused and say it backwards, which doesn't even make sense. But anyways, welcome back you guys to part 2. I'm gonna be talking about everything else that I didn't mention in my last video. Not my last one, that was a Halloween one, but the one before that. I had like a massive affordable dupe video for high-end makeup. So for today, we're doing part 2. I've got eyeshadows, lips, I've got so many lip products, it's insane. And I have a pair of lashes and just some other little like knickknacks and odds and ends that people wouldn't think about, except for me, because I am a psychopath and I spend so much money on makeup and I live for drugstore makeup. I love high-end makeup, but I live for drugstore makeup. So I'm always testing, playing with new things, and I was like, we're doing a dupe video. Like, it's unacceptable. So this is part 2. I've said that 16 times already. First and foremost, thank you so much for all the love and support that I got on the first part of this video. I feel like I got just such good feedback on that, and I feel like I got so many new subscribers from this video. So if you are new, hello, welcome. We talk about a lot of affordable makeup on this channel because I love affordable makeup. We still play with Sephora and we still play with some high-end things as well, but we like to do a lot of affordable videos here because we like to all ball on a budget. Look at me throwing in my little series right there, trying to holla at myself. I feel like I'm like giving a sales pitch to you guys, but I just thought I'd introduce myself. My name is Sarah, and hi, how are you? Okay, so before I jump into this, I want to say that for my last Halloween video, it is not going to be up on Friday. I am so sorry, you guys. I am just not a stick to a schedule type of gal. I thought that if I told you guys that I would put up a Halloween video every Friday, I would do it, but I've just come to realize that I'm not a schedule ass bitch. Like, I'm not good at sticking to a schedule. If I was good at sticking to a schedule, I would have like a 9 to 5. And I don't, you know, like I do this and I do makeup and I do other things, but essentially I make my own schedule. The video is coming, it'll be up on Saturday. I planned out all my looks in advance because I knew I was gonna do at least 4 Halloween looks, and then the last 2 I was gonna do, I wasn't feeling them. So I totally just changed them last minute. So I have another badass look in mind. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Like, I don't wanna say it's badass. This one is gonna be my gory, creepy, gross one, but I found like something I wanna recreate, and hopefully it turns out okay. I'm not too into special effects. Like, I like to dabble in it, but the only time I really play with special effects is around this time of year. I need to pick up one more thing for this look. I totally changed it just last minute, and I thought I had everything I needed, and when I went to go look, I actually don't, so I do need to get one more thing. So it'll be up on Saturday. I'm so sorry. I know it's Halloween. I think Halloween's on like Monday or something. I know it's like next week, so it'll be up in time hopefully for Halloween parties, if you guys have Halloween parties to go to on Saturday. If you guys want to even recreate it, like, I don't even know if you guys care, but I know I said I was gonna do a Halloween video every Friday, and just things came up and things happened. I just need to learn that I need to stop saying I'm gonna do things on certain days, because I don't know what it is, like, things just always happen. It's not like people have been coming at me or anything in the comments. Nobody's been calling me out. It's just I feel bad because if I say I'm gonna do it, I should do it. But shit has just been coming up. Like, that's just my life. It's kind of like boring, but when it's chaotic, and it's like everything hits you at once. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know it will be up Saturday. Okay, that intro is way too long. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the video. Let's go ahead and do this. So first things first, I wanna start with lips because I have so many lip products. I am a lip hoarder. My first one that I have right here in front of me is a dupe for the Stila liquid lipstick in Patina. I have mentioned probably in like 85% of my videos that I hate the color pink. This is a fact. I do not own any pink clothes, pink nothing over here, okay? This, however, is one of the only pinks that I love, and I like it because it is a very warm pink, and I've talked already so many times about Stila Liquid Lips formula. It's one of my favorites. It's very comfortable, it's very thin, and it's very opaque. This is like a pink that works for everyone. One of the only ones where I will always keep this in my collection, but I did find a dupe for it. It's this lipstick from Ulta, and it's Love Melissa Michelle. It's called the Ulta Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Dainty. I actually did a whole review on her second Ulta collab. I really liked a lot of that collection. The only thing I wasn't a massive fan of was the highlighters. The highlighters were pretty. It just, they're a little more like duochrome-y, and that just wasn't my style, but I really liked everything else. I love that palette. I use it like, not all the time, but I use it like frequently, and I always get compliments whenever I have it on. But this lipstick that she did, this is the pink one. She also has a like a berry one. I picked up the pink one because I wanted to try something different, and I actually ended up really, really liking it. If you guys can see, they are almost the same exact thing. It's insane. Now the Stila is obviously a liquid lip, so it is going to be that liquid lip formula. And then the Love Melissa Michelle and Ulta one is more like a matte lipstick, but very, very pretty. It's very, very comfortable, very comparable in tone. Like they look so similar, it's insane. When I am doing a pink, instead of reaching for Patina, I've been reaching for hers, and I really like it. It's very pretty, and they're very incredibly similar. Okay, next, let's move on to this. This is Kat Von D Lolita. I've said this so many times before, and when I actually put them side by side, they're not 100% a dupe, but for some reason, this just reminds me of Lolita. This is the, what is this called? Physicians Formula, the Healthy Lip and Nut-ritious. They're very similar in tone. Now, the Physicians Formula is definitely a little more red, but they're still kind of in like the same family. This is Lolita right here, and then this is Physicians Formula. They just remind me of each other, but this is obviously a little bit deeper. I also found another one though. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is in the shade Give Me Mocha. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right underneath Lolita so you can kind of see. Wet n Wild is a little more red, but they're just kind of in the same family where they remind me of each other, and it's like, if you don't have 20 bucks to spend on a lipstick, spend 5 and get one of these two. This next one is also from Kat Von D. This is the shade Outlaw. I think this is expired. I actually probably need to get rid of this, but this used to be my favorite red until I show you guys the one that's a dupe for it. And the formula is really good, a little drying, but still a really good formula, very long lasting. It's still nice and thin, so you don't have to go in with, it doesn't get like chunky or gross or anything like that. My dupe for this is the ColourPop and iluvsarahii liquid lipstick in Arriba. They're so similar. It is insane. I think the ColourPop one has just a little richer of a red, like it has a little more of that blue in there, I think, the ColourPop one. And then Kat Von D is right here. But yeah, do you see how similar they are? I don't really try a lot of new red lip products because, I don't know, like sometimes with the undertone in my skin, it might make me look a little more washed out. It might make my teeth look too yellow. So I'm particular when it comes to reds. Out of all of my reds that I have, and I don't have a ton, but out of all of the bright reds, when I want to go something real bright and like, you know, red, bold, I always go for this one, and I love it. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about the formulas because I've talked about a lot of these products in a lot of videos, but yeah, love the color. It's very flattering. It's going to make your teeth look super white. My next one is from Dose of Colors, and this is the Desi Katy collab. This is their first collab that they did like a year ago, I think. This is in this shade Sauvage. I think it's Sauvage. I think they said they made it that instead of Savage. It has a little accent mark, so I'm gonna go with Sauvage. But this is discontinued. They don't have this shade anymore. I'm pretty sure they don't have the shade. If they do, I'll make sure to link it, but I'm pretty sure that they don't. And this is a really nice, like, vampy, if you want bold and vampy and dark, this one was perfect. I had to get it because I was just like, oh my god, that is so perfect. So that's this one right here. You can no longer get it, but I found a dupe for it, and this is still available from ColourPop. This is in the shade LAX. I think this just has a pinch more red in it, the ColourPop one, but literally almost the same exact thing. It's crazy. So let me go ahead and hold this up so you guys can see it. Obviously the Dose of Colors one is discontinued. Dose of Colors is more expensive regardless. The ColourPop ones are only $6 or $6.50, and they still have that color in stock. I did check the website to make sure. The color is like almost identical. I was like, holy shit, are you freaking kidding me? So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that. I have this from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Liquid Matte in the shade 107. I really like this color. This is like one of my favorite colors. I actually haven't worn it in a long time because I kind of forgot about it. but I love it. It's like one of those kind of like grayish, cool tone, purpley pinks, but this has a little bit more gray in it. It's this one right here. These are like 20 bucks, I think. You can get them at Sephora. I think Sephora. I don't think Ulta sells makeup forever. But my dupe for this is this satin lip. This is from ColourPop, and this might be a collab with Kathleen Lights. I'm not 100% sure. It might be. This is in the shade 0.0. They are so freaking similar. Like literally this one shook me to my core. I was like, what? Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god, they're almost the same. Like you almost cannot tell a difference. So this is Makeup Forever on top, and then this one is 0.0 down here. You see how like similar they are? Actually, just look at my whole arm at this moment. Like, can you even tell a difference between anything? I mean, you can tell a slight difference, but like hardly, right? My next one is Anastasia. This is a liquid lip in Stripped. Her liquid lips are pretty comfortable. I really like hers a lot. But this is kind of like a baby pinky nude. It's very, very pretty. I really like this color a lot. I have a dupe. Now this is not an exact dupe, but it's very similar. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. The Soft Matte Lip Cream has just a little pinch of peach in it. If it didn't have that peach, I feel like these would be the same exact color, but just a little tiny bit of peach in it, but almost the same exact thing. Let me go ahead and try to get this as best as I can. So this is Anastasia on top, and then this is NYX. Like you can kind of see there's a little bit of that peach, whereas Anastasia is a little more pink, but they're almost the same exact thing, and the NYX ones are less than half the price. I feel like they kind of have a little bit of a similar formula as well. I really like Anastasia's liquid lips. I think they're very comfortable. They're kind of like a, I don't want to say whipped. Like if you guys have tried Dose of Colors, I feel like theirs are a little more of a whipped formula. I feel like Anastasia's are kind of the same too, where they don't dry my lips out too bad. Like I'm very comfortable wearing one on its own. The Soft Matte Lip Creams are more of like a, like they don't dry down to a super matte. They're very like, the formula's kind of fluffy. That's probably the best way I can explain it. We're gonna go ahead and move on to gloss, and I have this one from Marc Jacobs. This is Sugar Sugar, one of my like literal favorite glosses of my whole existence in life. I love this. It is very expensive. This is like almost $30 for this gloss, but I found a dupe. I didn't know I had a dupe, and I forgot to check if this is still available. I'm pretty sure it is, from ColourPop. This is the shade Fairy Floss. If it's not available, I'm just gonna cut this part out of the video. So if it's still in the video, then you'll know that it's available. But these are almost identical, almost identical. Oh my god, it's so crazy. And they both have that kind of thick pigmented glossy formula. If you guys have tried the ColourPop glosses, you know how they're kind of thick and opaque. I personally love that in a gloss. I love a really opaque, shiny, juicy gloss. So let me get up here and show you guys this. This is Marc Jacobs right here. It's a teensy tiny, like maybe half a shade lighter than the ColourPop, which is down here. That's Fairy Floss. Like that beautiful milky baby pink nude that I could literally die for. So freaking similar. I have an Anastasia gloss. This is in the shade Toffee. I love the way her glosses smell because they smell like candy. This is more of like a deeper gloss if you're into like a little bit of a deeper color. My dupe for this is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in Unreal. These are so underrated. If I recommend anything to try in this video, I would say check out these glosses from Maybelline because they are so good. Unreal and Tease are my two favorites from them. If you guys want to check them out, they're amazing. This is Anastasia right here, and then this is Maybelline. Like, are you freaking kidding me? And they both have that similar formula where they're thick and opaque and like they pack a punch with color. Maybelline is like $7. The Anastasia one is like, I think they're around 16. So not too terrible compared to others, but definitely there's a price difference there. And then I have this lipstick from MAC. This is Blankety. This is like, you can see I'm almost done with this. I always keep this in my collection because this is just one of my favorite lipsticks ever. I love it. Even though I have a dupe for it, there's just something about this one one that I'm obsessed with. This dupe is this Maybelline Shine Lipstick in Baddest Beige. These are not like 100% the same. Baddest Beige is like a little more of a lighter pink, but still very similar. Like, they're so similar, it's crazy. These remind me so much of each other, not only because the color is almost the same, but they have like a very similar formula. The blankety one, I think this is a cream. Let me double check. Oh no, this is an amplified formula from MAC. It's a very shiny, creamy lipstick, and the Maybelline ones, at least the Shine ones, they're very creamy and like very shiny as well. And then lastly for lips, I have a lip liner, and this is not a color dupe, this is just a formula-wise dupe. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know I'm not a big lip liner person, but this is my favorite lip liner of all time. This is MAC Half Red. Yes, I do have a backup, but I'm gonna finish this off because these are expensive. They're like 20 bucks for a lip liner. My dupe for this is the NYX Suede liquid, not liquid liner, lip liner. The NYX Suede matte lip liners. Now this color is not a dupe. Obviously this is like a more nude color, but the formula of this reminds me so much of the formula of the MAC lip liners. If you're a fan of like a more stiff formula like the MAC ones, you'll really like the NYX ones. That's it for lips. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to everything else, and I'm just gonna start picking and pulling stuff from in front of me. So this first thing that I have are lashes, and these are the Lily lashes in Mykonos. I know I'm like the biggest advocate for affordable lashes, and I really don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money on lashes. If you guys haven't seen my affordable lash videos, I have 2 now. I will make sure to link them below. I did decide one day to go ahead and pick up the Lily ones because I've never tried them before and I wanted to, and I will say they are absolutely stunning. They're stunning. I've only worn them once because I don't want to wear them because I don't want to ruin them. They look just like this. If you've never seen Lily lashes before, they are like truly one of the most beautiful pairs of lashes I've ever seen in my life. I can't deny that. But they're very expensive. So the dupe that I found for them are these. Oops, I dropped them. These from Allure. These are the Luxe Gilded Lashes, and these are also stunning. These are mink, but I swear I thought I bought the faux mink. Okay, anyways, these from Allure are a faux mink, obviously. They're very affordable. I think they're like $9.99 or something like that. These ones from Allure are like my go-to, like go big or go home lash. I only wear them on special occasions or if I'm doing really heavy dramatic makeup because they are not for the timid, let's just put it that way. You see how these kind of have the same effect? They're thick and fluttery and beautiful. They look almost the same. Once you have them on your eyes, they look so similar. Not exactly the same, but so similar. My next one that I have is a dupe for the Too Faced Glitter Glue. This has been around forever. It's really, really good, but really, really expensive. It's like $20 or $22, something like that. The dupe that I have is the NYX Glitter Glue. It's like $5. $5. It might just be a little tiny bit better than this. This, I feel like sometimes you kind of have to work really, really fast with it. Like, once you lay this down, you better start packing your pigment or glitter on top, whereas you have more work time with this, and it's like $5. 20 something, $5. Less than half the price. They do the same thing. This is from Laura Mercier. This is a Caviar Stick Eye Color Crayon. This is in the shade Vanilla Kiss. I think this was a perk that I got from Sephora because I have a little one. I guess you could use this as a cream eyeshadow or you could use it as a base. I usually use this as a base for like a matte. If I want a creamy matte to stand out, I'll use this as a base first. My dupe for this is this from Sigma. This is the Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer. Now the color is not 100% the same. The Sigma one is just a little bit more pinky. Actually, it's like a lot more pinky. It's kind of more of like a peachy pink, whereas the Laura Mercier is like more vanilla, but I know Sigma has other colors. I think the Laura Mercier one is like 30 bucks. The Sigma one is like 14 or something like that. But yeah, they're both pretty much the same thing. Obviously the color is different. They have that same kind of like sticky, like where it has like a tacky base. They do the same exact thing. They're both great for laying a matte down on top of it if you want the matte to pop, but the Sigma one is less than half the price. And I have a couple of eyeliners I want to mention. The Urban Decay ones are definitely, I think, like the most popular black or colored liner out there. They have such a big selection of colored eyeliners. I have to give them that, but they're so expensive. They're like $20 or $22. And I actually have two dupes for this. The first one is the Pixi Silky Eye Pen, the black one. This is just as good and it's definitely cheaper. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my hand and show you guys like the longevity and like the durability of it. So I'm gonna give that a second to dry. The black one from Pixi is such a good dupe for the Perversion eyeliner. I actually like the Pixi one a little bit more because it's a little creamier. I feel like the Urban Decay one, like they're creamy, but they're not as creamy as this, but these don't move. So I know it kind of sounds like because it's creamy, they would budge or they would slip and slide, but once this is on your eye, it's on your eye and it's not going anywhere. So the Pixi one is a dupe for Perversion. I wanted to mention these from Maybelline. These are the Maybelline Lasting Drama gel pencils. These literally don't move. Don't know specific colors that these would be dupes for in the Urban Decay line, but I'm sure Urban Decay has a green and a gold or a copper. Like they have every single color. The green one is called Glossy Emerald, and then this copper one is called Striking Copper, but the longevity of these are insane. Again, I don't really use like pencil eyeliner all the time. Sometimes I'll go in with a pop of color, sometimes I'll go in with black. I typically don't, but let me just go ahead and show you guys the longevity. Do you see that? Actually, I think the Urban Decay one, out of all of them, the Urban Decay one probably moved the most. Yeah, that's crazy. So once they're dried down and they're less than half the price. I'm not 100% sure on how much the Pixi one is, but I know the Maybelline ones, oh wait, that's not Maybelline. The Maybelline ones, I know these are like around $6 or $7. Come on! This is the Dose of Colors Shady Gel Liner. This is just their black gel liner. It's a black matte and I really like it. I've been using it a lot. My dupe for this is the Maybelline Blackest Black Gel Liner. These are more of like a creamy, like they're not creamy to the point that they smear, but they're creamy enough where they're very workable. These two have a very, very similar formula. They're both really dark and they are matte, but they're just a little more of like a workable formula. So I think the Dose of Colors one is 20 and then this is like under 10. So literally like less than half the price. Before I move on to shadows, I want to talk about brows. I have a dupe for the Brow Definer and the Brow Wiz, and for the Brow Definer, this is by Anastasia. Oops, I opened the wrong side, but I'm sure you guys know it's like more of like a thicker angled brow pencil. It's been out for a while, so I'm sure everybody knows what it is, but my dupe for this is insane, and this is the only product that I've seen come out on the market like this shape that's not in the $20 price range. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is the retractable brow pencil. It's like the same exact shape as the Brow Definer. It's crazy. Do you see how they have the same shape? Like they have that same triangle shape, same packaging, and everything. It's insane. I like the Anastasia one just a little bit more. I like the formula of it. The Wet n Wild one is a little more like a creamy, waxier formula, whereas the Anastasia one is a little more stiff. Like I feel like it's a little more workable when it comes to a brow pencil. I still like the Wet n Wild one. It's not bad. It's just a little more of like a creamy, waxier formula. Just keep that in mind, but it's still pretty good, and I do still use this. I probably would reach for this more just because I like the formula a little bit more, but if you don't have the money to spend like 20-something on a brow pencil, go ahead and pick this up. I want to say it's like under $5. It's like $2.99 or $3.99, and it's pretty much just as good. I do like it and I do still use it, but again, the formulas are just a little bit off. And my next one is for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and my dupe for this product is one that I actually lost. I don't know how I lost it. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened to it, but my dupe for this one is the L'Oreal, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll go ahead and insert a picture somewhere here, but it's their micro brow pencil. It looks honestly just exactly like the Brow Wiz. They have such a similar formula. They have that nice fine tip if you like a nice finer tip. Almost like the NYX, I can't remember the name of the NYX one, but I'm sure you guys all know the NYX one that's been compared to the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the past, but I actually don't like the formula of the NYX one. I love the L'Oreal one, and I keep them both in my collection. I actually only buy the Brow Wizes when they're on sale at Ulta. I buy them when they're half off. Other than that, I will not spend the money on the Brow Wiz. Like, I just don't think it's necessary because I love the L'Oreal one just as much, and the formula is so similar that it's like I have the same exact thing. So I only buy these when they're on sale. Fun fact. The only thing I would complain about is I wish L'Oreal had more colors, but that's about it. So let's go ahead and move on to shadows, and then I think we're pretty much done. So the first one I want to start off with is this from Dose of Colors. This is the Black Party eyeshadow in Sky's the Limit. These are kind of like a pressed pigment. They're really, really pretty. Very expensive for a single shadow. They're around 20 bucks. Now this is not like 100% the same, but they are quite similar. My dupe for this is the Palladio Crush Metallic Shadow in the shade Parallax. The Palladio one is a little more purple. I will say that, but I remember I swatched them out and I was like, oh my god, they're so freaking similar. The Palladio one's also a little bit darker, but they're so similar, right? So this is Dose of Colors right here, and then this is Palladio. I think the Dose of Colors might be a little more sparkly too, but they're almost the same exact thing. You can get these, I don't know if they still sell them on Sally's. I haven't been able to find them on the Sally's website, but I still find them in Sally's store. So I don't know what the deal is with that. If you don't have a Sally's near you, you can get them on the Palladio website. They still have them on their website. Okay, my next one is this pigment from Inglot. This is in the shade 22. It looks just like this. This is very, very beautiful. This is like a purple, goldish duochrome type of pigment. These are pricey for these pigments. They're like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they last a really long time, so they're kind of worth it. These will probably last you a lifetime, to be honest, but these are like 20 bucks, maybe a little bit more, I can't remember, but this reminds me so much of the shade from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Bling Boss palette, the shade Ballsy. This one is the Jaclyn and Morphe one. Let me get a little bit closer. And then this one is the Inglot one. I did put down a glitter glue since it's a pigment, so it'll stick. The Jaclyn one's just a little more purpley, but when you kind of move in the light, they both kind of have that like goldish shift to them. This palette is actually only 15 bucks, and I'm pretty sure these are like at least 20, so you could get this whole palette for the price of one, and then you basically have the shade in here. So yeah, I just thought I would mention that because that palette was so affordable. I wanted to mention how those two shades were so similar. And next I have this. This is from NYX. This is one of their pigments in Brighten Up. This next product that I'm going to talk about is another one where I swore that I had it, but I can't find it anywhere. I'm telling you, I lose things so often that it's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know how I lose things. I don't know if I leave them at clients' houses or if things just get lost, but I swear I used to have this pigment. It's one from Makeup Forever. It's their Starlit powder. I think it's called Frozen Gold. Actually, hold on, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, it's called Frozen Gold. It's one of their pigments. Well, it's the Starlit powder, but it's essentially a pigment. It's, oh my god, if you guys look up, like, you could Google swatches of that shade, or if you even go to the store and just swatch it out, it looks the same exact as this. They kind of have like a gold greenish shift to it. I wish I had the other one to show you guys. I don't, but I had to mention this because when I first saw this in stores, I was like, that reminds me of that pigment from Makeup Forever. When you kind of turn it, it just has that kind of shift where it's kind of like a greenish goldy white icy shift. And I'm so mad that I don't have the Makeup Forever one to show you, but please just trust me when I tell you that they are almost the same thing. If I put NYX on this eye and Makeup Forever on this eye, you would honestly not even be able to tell. They're honestly almost the same exact thing. They're both equally as beautiful, except the NYX pigments, I think these are like 6 or 7 bucks. The Makeup Forever one is like 20 or 22, somewhere around there. Out of this whole video, my favorite dupe is definitely those, and I'm pissed that I don't have it. I wish I had it to show you guys, but I don't. But that's neither here nor there. Just take my word for it, or go in stores and just go ahead and check it out yourself. Now, I do have two palettes that I want to talk about that are very similar. Like, they have a very similar color scheme. They have very similar tones. Now, not 100% the same, but definitely close enough where I'd say you could get away with just purchasing the cheaper one. So the first one is this one from Urban Decay. This is the Naked Heat palette, and I love this palette. Like, I really do like this palette a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely my favorite Naked palette that they've come out with to this day. My dupe for this though is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. This is the Ring the Alarm palette. Now again, they don't have all 100% matchy shades. They're not going to be like identical, but they're just so similar where it's like just go ahead and get the cheaper version, like save your money. Look at the color scheme. For example, Lolly and the Jaclyn Hill is so similar to, is that Lumber? I think that's how, Lumbry? I've never even actually looked at the name of that. It's so similar to that. And then we have Boom is so similar to Dirty Talk and Scorched actually. And then Secret is so similar to En Fuego. You have Framed is super similar to Ashes. Mugshot is so similar to Low Blow. Siren is similar to Cayenne. The only thing I will say is it doesn't have any highlight shades. Now I actually don't use the highlight shades in the Naked Heat anyways. Chaser is too dark for me to be a highlight, and it's just a little too light to be a transition on me. And then Ounce is just not as icy as I want it to be. $15, $55. As low as this price point is, you can afford to just go pick up MAC Nylon for $6 or something like that. You would still spend less than half the price on this. Don't get me wrong though, I love the Naked Heat palette. I really do. It's one of my favorite palettes, especially for the fall and just in general because I love the tones. But not everybody can afford to spend almost $60 on a palette. This is the most similar that I found, that almost all of the shades match the Naked Heat. So I wanted to mention that. Then my last one is another eyeshadow palette. This is the Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2 palette. This is like another warm tone palette, but more on like the pinkier, like you can see there's more pinks, more like rosy tone shades. My dupe for this is the ColourPop You Had Me at Hello palette. And again, these are not all 100% identical. They're not all the same exact shades, but they're pretty freaking similar. We'll just leave it at that. The color scheme is there. This one definitely has a few that don't 100% match this. Like this one down here, this like shimmery greenish shade. Obviously there's not one like this in the ColourPop palette, but like Bittersweet, the copper and the Sigma one matches so closely to this one right here. The neutrals are honestly almost the same. These shimmery highlight shades on top match these up here. This is kind of like a berry tone shimmer shade in the Sigma palette. This one is so similar to this one right here in the ColourPop palette. They're both really good quality. I like both palettes. And then the neutrals, like I feel like every palette just has like those standard neutral browns that we all love and need, but they're just so similar. Like Passion Fruit down here is more of like a mauvey pink. It's so similar to this one right here. Henna in the Sigma palette is so similar to this one down here. So let me hold them up next to each other so you can see. The tones are so similar that like why spend the extra 20 bucks when you can just get this. I think this is around 20, and then again I think this is around 40. So you know, same kind of color scheme where it's like why spend the extra money if you don't have to, and if you don't have it, you know, number one, but you still want to have beautiful makeup and you still want to play with colors and have a nice good quality palette, pick up the cheaper one. Like they're even the same size. Like ugh, come on dude. I mean, I love Sigma. You guys know I'm a massive Sigma fan. I love their brushes. I have a code with Sigma, but I just have to be 100% honest and out there. Like I don't think it's necessary to pick up the expensive one when you can get a very similar ColourPop one, and you can get it for less than half the price if you don't have to spend the money on it and you don't want to like collect all these palettes. Buy the cheaper one, save your money, and you could still have a really good quality shadow. So yeah, that's actually it. I have gone through everything. I feel like that there's just something that I forgot or that I've missed out on. So if I do happen to come across more dupes or there's something that I missed, I'll definitely make sure to mention it in a future video, and I'll just make sure to like continually do these videos as I purchase more things and try out new products and things like that. Just like with my lash videos, as I try more affordable lashes, I'll make sure to do like more affordable lash videos in the future. I'll do the same thing with these dupe ones, and I'll just continue to bring you affordable products if that's what you guys want to see. Make sure you subscribe before you go, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, and of course leave me comments below. Let me know what other types of videos you want to see. Sometimes I run out of video content. Like sometimes I just run out of ideas. So if you guys want to leave me suggestions, they are always welcomed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! But I think you're moving too fast. Formo, what the fuck? Can I not talk? Like, what's wrong with me? Am I drunk? Hey, stop looking at daddy. Give mom a kiss. Thank you. Oh my freaking frack. Let's get this party started, motherfuckers.